Are you stuck with a bad boss and feeling lost about what to do? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll share some tips on how to deal with a difficult boss. Unfortunately, in our career journey, we might come across bad bosses, and it can be draining both emotionally and physically. It can be one of the most disheartening and frustrating experiences in your career. They say that people don't quit jobs, they quit bad bosses. We believe that you should take control of your career and not stick to a toxic situation. One bad job or boss can set you back for years, especially if you don't know how to handle it. So, we're here to provide some strategies that you can use if you find yourself working for a bad boss. But before we dive deeper into it, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification buttons if you're interested in more videos like this one. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into the strategies that you can apply if you're dealing with a bad boss. To deal with a bad boss, start by understanding the type of person you're dealing with. This will help you communicate better and find ways to work together effectively. Examples of bad bosses include micromanagers, bullies, absentees, and credit thieves. Other types include perfectionists, inconsistent bosses, and overbearing bosses. Knowing their type will help you develop coping strategies and decide whether to stay or leave. Once you have their trigger points, you can create a strategy that works for you. If they value punctuality, set an alarm and give yourself a buffer. If they are a hothead, figure out what sets them off and avoid doing those things. Avoid giving them ammunition by not calling off work and delivering on your job. Remember, taking control of your career is essential. Don't let one bad boss set you back. The next step is to clearly understand what your boss expects from you. It's possible that if you're dealing with a hot-headed boss, you may not understand what motivates them or what they want from you. In this situation, it's worth having a conversation with them to clarify what they expect from you and to make sure that you're meeting those expectations. Guessing what they want is not a good long-term strategy, and not understanding expectations is often the root cause of workplace issues. Another important step is to make sure that you meet your commitments. Don't miss any deadlines or fail to deliver what you promised. While this might seem obvious, it's the quickest way to upset your boss. If you make a commitment, follow through on it and deliver what you promised. And if you think you're going to miss a deadline, be proactive and let your boss know in advance. Don't wait for them to call you out on it. The next tip we suggest is to be mindful of your words, both in person and in writing. Your words can and will be used against you in your career, so it's essential to be cautious about your message and how it can be interpreted. If you have a challenging boss, it's best to keep your conversations brief and work-related. Focus on the facts and deliverables, and avoid venting because a bad boss can use that against you later. When you have written communication, consider the tone carefully. We all know that tone can be easily misinterpreted in text messages and emails, so double-check and revise if necessary. This way, you can avoid sending something that could trigger them. This leads us to the next tip: document everything. If you're in a situation where your boss is challenging and potentially adversarial, it's crucial to document everything you do. Send emails with timestamps about deliverables you've achieved, roadblocks you've encountered, or questions you have for them. Timestamps will help you later because you never know when you'll need that proof to defend yourself. It's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Taking it a step further, we recommend measuring your results. If you work in a metrics-driven environment, which most of us do, having solid data to back up your performance is crucial. If you're concerned about a bad boss, staying on top of your key performance indicators, KPIs, is vital in case things go awry. Our next suggestion is to avoid venting to your coworkers about your situation. Gossip has a way of spreading quickly, and it's not uncommon for it to get back to the person you're talking about. Walls have ears, and you never know who might be listening. I've seen cases where someone overheard a conversation in a break room and reported it to their boss. Your boss finding out that you're talking behind their back won't do you any favors. If you need to vent, do it to someone outside of your organization, such as a friend or spouse. We don't want anything we say coming back to bite us. And it's not worth risking our careers. Even if you have a close work friend, you can't trust them to keep quiet because you don't know what their agenda might be. It's also important not to stoop to your boss's level, especially if they have a hot-headed personality. It can be tempting to lose your cool and retaliate, but that won't get you anywhere. Instead, take the high road and maintain your professionalism. You're building your personal brand, and if you continue to act professionally, people will take notice. Even if your boss doesn't extend the same courtesy to you, keep calm and collected. Being professional will leave a better impression on the people around you, and they'll recognize that you're in a tough situation. If you can handle yourself with grace and dignity, it'll go a long way towards building your personal brand. And people will remember you for it. If you've exhausted all other means, the last couple of tips we suggest are to sit down with your boss and come prepared with an outline of what you want to say. Be calm yet concerned, and back up your performance with data to justify your position. However, it's crucial to be firm in your stance that you won't tolerate poor working conditions. If this doesn't work out, it's time to consider looking for a new job. If you work for a great company but have a terrible boss, try putting out some feelers for other departments or roles that could reinvigorate your career. If that's not an option, it's time to make a tough decision. Remember, no one else is looking out for you, so use this time wisely to beef up your resume, practice interviewing skills, and brush up on your skills. You can even use this opportunity to demonstrate core competencies in future interviews. So, there you have it. There's some ideas on how you can handle a bad boss. Now, it's not an enviable situation to be in, and we hope that that's not the case for you. But if you do find yourself working for a bad boss in a bad situation, try these tips and see if they help. But if you find yourself that you already made up your mind in leaving, you better check out our video about how to quit your job. This will provide you some tips on how you can make a graceful exit. Hey, we appreciate you watching. Hopefully, your situation will get better. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and we'll see you in the next one.